What's up, everybody? This is Danny Mathematics, and today I want to go over example 10 of how to solve multi-step equations, okay? This is example 10 of how to solve multi-step equations, and the first 9 examples are already uploaded on my page, so be sure to check out those examples as well, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I see that I have a multi-step equation of 3 times parentheses 2x plus 3, parentheses close, minus x equals x minus 23, okay? So the first thing that we have to do, right, is to distribute, okay? Because as you can see, there's a number, which is 3 in this case, that is attached to the outside part of a parentheses, which means that we have to multiply everything within the parentheses by 3, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So I have 3 times 2x, which is 6x. And then also I have 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay? So now this whole expression, part of the expression right here, turns into 6x plus 9, okay? Everything else comes down. Just making that be an x, okay? And then everything else comes down, okay? All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we have simplified this equation to 6x plus 9 minus x equals x minus 23. Now, the next thing that we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to combine like terms, okay? Combine like terms. So on this side of the equation, of the equal sign, the like terms that we have is 6x and negative x, which is negative 1x. If we combine those terms, then that would equal 5x, because 6x minus 1x equals 5x. So now on this side, I have 5x, this goes away, that goes away. I have 5x plus 9, we're gonna bring down that 9, equals x minus 23. Okay, so now we have simplified our equation even more. Now we have 5x plus 9 equals x minus 23. Now, I know that you've been hearing me talk about relationships and single people a lot, right? I always talk about the coefficient and the variable as them being in a relationship, because as you can see, they are attached and there's an operation between them, okay? So for example, 5, which is a coefficient, and x, which is a variable, they're in a relationship because the operation between them is saying 5 times x. So I'm just gonna put a heart under them, okay? Plus 9, right? 9 is just a constant. You don't see a variable attached to it. So I just call it single, okay? I just call it single. Okay, equals x. There's actually an imaginary 1 in front of the x. So I'm just gonna put it here. That's actually an imaginary 1 in front of the x. So it's really a relationship between 1 and x, and the operation of the relationship is multiplication, right? Because it's actually saying 1 times x. So I'm just gonna put a heart under that. And negative 23, once again, negative 23 is just a single value, a single number, right? So I'm just gonna put an S for single. So now what we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we wanna label each side of the equal sign. So we're gonna draw a line going through the equal sign. Let's just go ahead and label this side as the relationship side, where all of my terms that are in relationships, they're gonna go to the left side, okay? And then the right side, that's gonna be the single side. Everybody that's single, or all the values that's single, they're gonna go on the right side, okay? So now let's just go through the motion, okay? 5 and x are in a relationship and they're on the relationship side, so they're good. 9 is not in the relationship, it needs to be on the single side, so we have to do the inverse of plus 9, which is minus 9. And then we're gonna have to subtract 9 from a like term on the single side, which is negative 23, which is a like term. So positive 9 and negative 9 goes away. And now we have 5x equals 1x, all right? And then negative 23 and negative 9, whenever you have two negative numbers, just add them like positives, but you keep the negative sign. So 23 plus 9 is 32, but in this case, it'll be a negative 32. Okay, so now we have 5x equals 1x minus 32, okay? Now, once again, 5 is in the relationship. 5 times x is in the relationship. They're on the relationship side. Negative 32 is single. It's on the single side. But x, which once again is really saying 1 times x. I'm just going to put a green 1 right here because it's really saying 1 times x. This needs to move to the relationship side. So the opposite of saying a positive x is a negative x, right? So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. And 5x minus 1x, or just x, equals 4x. So now we have 4x equals a negative 32. All right, now we're down to the last and final part, okay? Now, once again, remember, 4 and x are in a relationship, right? They're in a relationship, and the relationship, I'm gonna draw a heart, it's based on multiplication because that's the operation between them. It's actually saying 4 times x. So in that case, the relationship is based on multiplication. So if the relationship is based on multiplication, that means that the breakup, right, because they're going to break up, all right? The breakup is the opposite operation of multiplication, which is division. So in order for us to find out the value of x, x has to break up with 4. And 4 has to be divided away, okay? Because that's the operation of the breakup. So let's divide both sides by 4. Because x is breaking up with 4. So 4x divided by 4 is just x. And negative 32 divided by 4 is a negative 8. It's a negative 8. So x equals a negative 8. All right. And then also, ladies and gentlemen, if you plug in negative 8 as x in the equation, then you will actually see that both sides would equal if you plugged in negative 8. All right, that concludes example 10 of multi-step equations. I will upload a couple more examples before I move on to another mathematical concept. Thank y'all, and I will talk to y'all next time.